What I would suggest is that you Google for history of blues music, and you'll find all the necessary background information you should know. It would be prudent to have an understanding of the origin of the blues, and you'll find all the relevant data that you should know if you just Google for what is blues music or history of blues music or anything like that. I can't go into that stuff here now because I only have 10 minutes on this video, and what I want to deal with is the nitty-gritty stuff, so that I can give you all of the practical information that time will allow. I believe that probably the first time that you heard a blues song, that you realized that it had a certain color or nuance or sound or tone, whatever words you want to use, that made it sound, let's say, I don't know what the good word would be, unique or special, whatever. You know, although you might not have been able to put your finger on quite what it was that made it sound so special. So let me show you. You know, the 7-note scale, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do scale that you know and familiar with is a major scale, and it is the scale that almost all Western music is composed upon. Let me play it for you. This is the G major scale. Yeah, that's the G major scale. Now, one of the characteristics, you know, of music that is composed on a major scale is that it is happy and bright. Now, you can take any note of the major scale and drop it a half tone and flatten it. You know, sometimes this is called minoring or diminishing the note. And what this does is it changes the feeling of the scale, right? It alters the color of the scale, of the sound of the scale, and it makes it sad sounding or darker. And this is the blue and blues. Blues gets its particular feel by switching back and forth between major and minor notes. Let me illustrate this for you. Here's the G major scale again. You can see I'm not very much of a keyboard, of a fretboard player, right? Let me try that one more time. That's your G major scale. Now you could alter some of these notes by flattening some of them. Yeah? Let me play this scale for you, or let me just flatten some of the notes of this scale. how differently that sounds? That's your G major scale, and I have flatted 3 of the notes, right? And right away you can hear how sad and or dark the tonality is. The 3 notes that I actually flatted were the 3rd and 5th and the 7th of the regular G major scale. Here's what you should remember. Here's a general rule. Major notes tend to be happy and bright, whereas minor notes are sad and dark. And you create a minor note simply by flattening one of the major notes by a half step. Now, if you altered the major scale by substituting the flatted 3rd, 5th, and 7th, you give rise to a scale which is called the blues scale. And these flatted notes, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th of the major scale, are called blue notes. And these are the big notes that give the blues its characteristic sound, and the ones that you emphasize when you are going to play a blues. These notes make blues sound like blues. Yeah? But I just want to say that when you go to play the blues, it does not mean that you stop playing the regular major or diatonic scale and play the blues scale only. You could do this if you wished, but it's not a good idea, because you will begin to bore your listeners. So you must play other notes between the big notes. To play the blues sweetly is an art and not a science. It has to do with tasteful playing. You should consider the blues scale more as a suggestion rather than as a commandment. You should use the blues notes as how a good cook uses herbs and spices, if you understand what I'm saying. Alrighty, I don't have very much time left. Obviously, on a keyboard, on a fretboard, you go down. You can minor a note simply by going down 1 fret. If you got that note there and you went down 1 fret, see, you can play that instead, right? See, flatten the note. That takes the major note and makes it a minor. If you were on a keyboard, you would know what to do. If you were a harmonica, you would know what to do. 10 minutes is almost up, and there's some more information I'd like to share with you on this topic, so I'm going to put it in the margin notes. Please consult the margin notes, and you'll get up to speed with everything you should know in this little introductory. Take your time.